Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hit the like button, share your thoughts, subscribe, and tap the bell icon. The hallway slammed. The sound of her head hitting the locker echoed down the hallway. Students froze. Mid-step, mid-laugh, mid-scroll on their phones. Some looked away, pretending not to see. A few raised their phones, ready to record, not ready to help. Maya Williams, the only black girl in the entire 8th grade, slumped against the metal, stunned. Her book spilled to the floor, pages crumpling beneath dirty sneakers. She blinked, disoriented, the taste of blood faint on her lip. Her curly hair had come loose from its bun, falling over her face like a curtain she didn't ask for. "Pick that up," sneered Olivia Masters, towering over her with a twisted grin. Her blonde ponytail swished as she leaned in closer. "Or should I call the janitor? I'm sure your dad would be happy to sweep it up." A couple of Olivia's friends snorted behind her. Another one recorded on Snapchat, adding a laughing emoji and the words, "Maya, the mop girl." Maya didn't move. She just looked up, her eyes steady, dark, unreadable. "I said pick it up," Olivia snapped, her voice louder, now angrier. She hated being ignored. Maya stood, slow and quiet. For a split second, the hallway went still. "I'm not afraid of you," Maya said. Her voice wasn't loud, but it cut through the hallway like a knife through paper. Olivia blinked. "Excuse me, you heard me," Maya said, brushing the hair from her face. "You should stop, before it gets worse for you." The laughter from Olivia's crew died. The energy shifted, small, but noticeable. A few students exchanged glances. Maya had never talked back before, ever. "What, are you gonna cry to the principal?" "Go ahead," Olivia taunted. "Or maybe go crying to your mystery daddy." "Oh wait, no one even knows who he is." Maya didn't answer that. She bent down, slowly gathering her books, but her eyes flicked sideways, toward a figure leaning quietly against the far end of the hallway wall. He was a new janitor no one had seen before. Heavy boots, shaved head, gray uniform. His arms were crossed, and he didn't blink. He just watched, and when Maya stood again, he gave the tiniest nod that Olivia didn't notice. She was too busy circling Maya like a predator looking for weakness. "You know what your problem is?" Olivia hissed. "You walk around like you're better than everyone, quiet and weird, like you're planning something. But you're nothing, Maya. Just a charity case with a mom who works nights and a dad too ashamed to show his face." Maya's fingers curled tightly around the strap of her backpack. For a moment, she looked like she might cry. But then, she smiled. Not wide, just a flicker. The kind of smile that unsettles you because it doesn't belong in the scene. "I hope," Maya said slowly, "you keep that same energy when you find out who my father is." The words hung there. Electric. Olivia opened her mouth, but nothing came out. A teacher's voice rang out suddenly. "Mrs. Donner," coming down the hallway with her arms full of posters. "Girls, what's going on here?" Everyone scattered. Olivia's friends turned away fast, pretending to check their phones. Maya bent to pick up the last of her papers. "We were just talking," Olivia chirped, flashing an innocent smile. Mrs. Donner frowned. "Well, I suggest you both head to class now." Olivia didn't wait. She spun on her heel and strutted off, but not before throwing one last glance over her shoulder at Maya. Maya didn't return it. She simply walked to her locker, hands steady, heart racing. That night, at home, her mum was still at work, another double shift. The apartment was quiet, too quiet. Maya sat at the kitchen table, looking at a small photo tucked inside a worn envelope. She never showed it to anyone. The man in the picture wore sunglasses and had a scar on his cheek. His arm was around her when she was a baby. She didn't remember him, but she knew he wasn't just anyone. She had Googled him once, years ago, and what she found didn't make sense. Articles with words like fugitive, cartel ties, witnesses vanished, elusive ghost. Then one night, a letter had arrived. No return address, just 5 words written in careful block print. "I'm watching. Stay strong, Dad." She didn't know how he found her, or why he stayed away, but she never forgot that letter. Tonight, she took it out again. She reread the words, and then she whispered to the empty kitchen, "Come back please, I need you now." From the alley outside, a shadow moved. The man in the alley the next morning. Maya didn't speak a word. She moved through the hallways of Crestwood Middle, like a ghost in a world too loud. Kids laughed, shouted, flirted, gossiped, but Maya just kept walking, her expression calm. her hands clenched tightly around her books. Olivia didn't say a word either. That was unusual. She and her friends passed Maya near the lockers, but there was no name-calling, no shoulder bump, no hissed insult under her breath, just silence. Olivia's eyes flicked over Maya for only a second before darting away. That's when Maya knew something had changed, but she didn't know what. Not yet. By lunch, whispers had started to move through the cafeteria. Did you see that guy outside the school this morning? Security said he wasn't staff. I swear he looked like some hitman or something. He just stood there, watching the front doors, like he was waiting. Maya's heart picked up speed. She turned to glance out the cafeteria window. Nothing unusual now, just buses, a few parked cars, and a janitor sweeping near the flagpole. But something in her gut stirred. And then, the message came. A folded slip of paper, dropped onto her lunch tray by a girl she didn't know. Blonde, quiet, eyes wide with fear. The note had just 3 words: "You're being followed." Maya didn't eat another bite. That evening her mum got home late. As always, shoes kicked off, dark circles under her eyes, purse flung on the couch. She looked exhausted and broken in a way that had become permanent. But tonight, Maya had to ask. "Mum," she said quietly, as she helped unpack groceries, "did you ever get scared after he left?" Her mother froze, a can of green beans in one hand. "Why are you asking about him?" Something happened," Maya said. "At school, I think someone's watching me." Her mum's face darkened, not with surprise, but recognition. "You were never supposed to get dragged into that world," she whispered. "That's why I hid everything, changed our last name, moved cities." "He promised." She stopped. Maya stared at her. "Promised what?" "That he'd protect you from himself." The words hit like thunder. Maya's breath caught. "You're saying he's dangerous?" Her mum didn't answer right away. She sat down, slowly, as if her body had suddenly aged 10 years. "Maya," she said gently, "your father wasn't always a criminal. He was brilliant, quiet, controlled, but he was also loyal. One wrong favor for the wrong man, and suddenly he was in deep. By the time I knew, it was too late." Maya swallowed hard. "But who is he really?" Her mother's voice dropped to a whisper. "Your father is Marcus Devry." Silence. The name echoed in Maya's ears like a curse. She wasn't meant to hear. She knew that name. Everyone did. It had been in the news for years, whispered in stories of illegal syndicates, unexplained disappearances, rival gangs dismantled in silence. But the police had never been able to catch him. No photos, no fingerprints, just one cold trail after another. He was the ghost they could never lock down, and he was her father. The next day at school Maya walked differently. She wasn't exactly confident, not yet, but she was awake, aware, as if the world had peeled back a layer and revealed something darker underneath. Kids looked at her differently. 2 dots, some with caution, some with quiet curiosity, and Olivia looked nervous. That was new. In history class, Olivia didn't say a word. She sat stiffly, kept her eyes down, didn't raise her hand once. During group work, she avoided Maya's table altogether, but it wasn't until gym class that everything cracked. They were in the locker room after changing. Olivia's friend Chloe cornered Maya near the sinks. "Hey," Chloe said, arms crossed. "You think you're tough now, huh? Just because you're dad's son." "Whatever." Maya said nothing. She just turned on the faucet and washed her hands. "Careful," Chloe added. "Rumor is, someone saw him outside the school. Creepy dude. In a van. Olivia says he's stalking her now." Maya's eyes snapped up to the mirror. "What?" "Yeah, she's freaked. Says someone followed her all the way to her dad's car yesterday. And get this, when they checked the cameras," Chloe leaned closer, "the footage was gone. Like, erased." Maya's stomach flipped. That night, as she walked home, she checked over her shoulder more than once. She saw nothing, but when she reached the front steps of her apartment building, there was a small envelope taped to the door. Her name was written on the front dot. Inside was a note. "You don't need to be afraid. I'm here now, Dad." But that wasn't what made her heart stop. It was what was inside the envelope. A phone, an old one, burner style. No apps, no fingerprint lock, just one message waiting. A photo of Olivia at school, taken from the rooftop. Time stamped at 7:43 a.m. that morning. The rooftop message. Maya sat on her bed, the burner phone clutched in both hands, her pulse roaring in her ears. The photo stared back at her from the screen. Olivia in her usual spot near the lockers, laughing with her friends, completely unaware that someone was watching her from above. The angle was unmistakable. Rooftop, close, recent. Her father had taken it, or someone working for him. Maya's mind raced with questions, fears, and something she couldn't name. Not exactly anger, not exactly thrill, something darker, something powerful, but one thought overrode all others. This is real. He's really watching, and he's close. She paced her bedroom, torn between calling the police and doing nothing. But what would she even say? My criminal father I've never met is stalking the girl who bullies me. They'd lock her up. Not him. Him. The phone vibrated. New message. This time, it wasn't a photo, it was a sentence. Tell me if you want me to make it stop. Maya's heart dropped to her stomach. At school the next day something was off. The hallways buzzed like a hive, too aware of itself. Teachers seemed tense. The principal's door stayed shut all morning. Security lingered longer, near the front entrance, and Olivia, she looked like she hadn't slept. Her hair wasn't perfect today. Her makeup was smudged. She flinched at loud noises. Word had spread that someone followed her again. The night before, a dark SUV, idling near her gated driveway. Her dad, a well-known local attorney, had filed a complaint. But no plates were recorded, no clear photos, just the same description. Bald man, grey shirt, silent. Maya sat in English class, staring down at her notebook, barely hearing the lesson. Her mind was full of her mother's warning, of the rooftop photo, of the message she hadn't responded to. Her hand moved on its own, writing words she didn't mean to write. She hurt me first. She made me feel invisible. She mocked my family. Does that mean she deserves it? When she looked down and saw what she'd written, her stomach twisted. That afternoon Maya didn't go home. She walked past the corner store, past the school, past everything familiar, until she reached the back of the school's gym building, where a rusted ladder led to the roof. She hesitated, then climbed. The wind was cold up there, even in the sun. She stood at the edge, looking down at the school courtyard. At the doors Olivia usually walked through every morning. There, resting neatly on the concrete ledge, was another burner phone, identical to the first. She didn't touch it at first, just stared. Then, it rang. She jumped, startled. The screen lit up. Unknown caller. With shaking fingers, she answered. There was silence on the other end. Then, a voice, calm, smooth, measured. Maya. Her throat went dry. Dad, I told you I'd protect you. You don't ever have to be afraid of anyone again. Her voice cracked. You've been here this whole time. I came when I heard what she did to you. You think I don't see what people like her become? They humiliate girls like you, then grow into monsters in suits. I've seen it too many times. But not to you. Never to you. I didn't ask you to hurt her, Maya said, trying to sound firm, but even she didn't know if she meant it. I didn't. Not yet. His words sent chills down her spine. I only sent warnings, he continued, to make her afraid. The way she made you afraid. Maya stood silent. You can say no, he said gently. You can walk away from this phone. I'll disappear. Again, you'll never hear from me. A long pause. Or, you can let me finish what she started. Maya closed her eyes. Her fingers trembled. I'm not a killer, she whispered. No, her father said. But I am. The line went dead. She stared at the phone. A choice. That night, she didn't sleep. Next morning, in the principal's office, Maya sat across from Mr. Langston, who looked more serious than usual. A guidance counselor hovered in the background, and Olivia sat stiffly on the other chair, her eyes red, her hands shaking. Mr. Langston spoke gently. Olivia's family reported a security concern. We're doing everything we can, but Maya, has anything unusual happened to you? Anyone following you, calling you? Maya hesitated. I don't know, she said truthfully. Sometimes I feel like someone's watching me. Olivia snapped, her voice shaking. You're lying. You know something. I don't know who your dad is, but he's crazy. Maya looked at her, calm, steady. You think my father is dangerous, she said quietly. Maybe, but what you did to me, pushing me, mocking me, humiliating me, that was dangerous too. You just had teachers protecting you. The room went silent. Mr. Langston cleared his throat. We'll be increasing campus security. In the meantime, Maya, I want you to come to me, if anything else happens. She nodded, but inside, she knew. It was too late for teachers to fix anything. This had gone beyond school rules. That evening Maya received one final message. Tomorrow, 3:45 p.m. outside the school gates. You'll understand everything. She stared at the phone. This time she didn't hesitate. She typed back, I'll be there. The face behind the glass. At exactly 3:45 p.m., Maya stood outside the school, gate's heart thudding so loud it almost drowned out the sound of the passing cars and the chatter of other students walking home. She scanned every shadow, every corner, and then she saw him, across the street, parked near a laundromat. A dark grey SUV idled, windows tinted, engine running. A man stepped out. She knew immediately. He looked older than the photo, years of hard living etched into his face, but his posture was military straight, tall, broad, clean-shaven now. But the scar near his left temple remained, just like in the picture she'd kept in her drawer for years. He didn't wave, didn't smile, just looked at her. Maya took a deep breath, crossed the street, and walked straight up to him. Hi, she said. His eyes softened slightly. You grew up. I had no choice, she replied. He almost smiled. You're your mother's daughter. No, Maya said, I'm yours. And that scares me. They stood there for a moment in silence, two strangers with the same blood trying to figure out who they were to each other. Come on, he finally said. Let's talk. Inside the SUV, the vehicle was spotless and quiet, smelling faintly of leather and something colder, metal, maybe. A black duffel bag sat between them on the back seat. I didn't come here to drag you into anything, Marcus said, voice calm and measured. I just wanted you to know I was watching, that I'm here. But you left, Maya said, her voice cracking slightly. You let Mum struggle. You let me suffer. Why come back now? His jaw tightened. Because I saw what they did to you. That girl, the school. I couldn't stay away. Why didn't you ever come before? He hesitated. Because I'm not a good man, Maya. I've done things I'll never be forgiven for. But I never stopped protecting you from a distance. I paid for your apartment, your school lunch account, your bus cards, quietly, anonymously. Your mum knew. Maya blinked. She never told me. She wanted you to grow up clean, not haunted like me. Maya turned away, looking out the window. Her mind spun with emotions, gratitude, betrayal, disbelief. It was too much. Then she asked the question she feared the most. Did you threaten Olivia? Marcus didn't answer at first. I warned her. I wanted her to feel how you felt. Just a taste. That's not how this works, Maya said. She's a kid, a cruel one. But still, if something happens to her, it'll destroy everything. I won't touch her, he said, unless you tell me to. His words dropped into the silence like a grenade. Maya stared at him. That's not protection. That's revenge. He nodded slowly. Sometimes they're the same thing. No, Maya whispered, tears stinging her eyes. They're not. One gives you power. The other makes you a prisoner. Marcus leaned back, surprised, not at the words, but at the clarity in her voice, the strength. You sound more like a leader than I ever was, he said quietly. I don't want to lead anything, Maya said. I just want peace. A long silence stretched between them. Then she asked, what's in the bag? He looked down, then unzipped it halfway enough to reveal stacks of $100 bills, a fake passport, and a small pistol in a black holster. Her blood ran cold. You were going to run. I always run, he said. It's the only thing I've ever been good at. Maya stared at the gun, then at him. I want you to leave, she said. Not for you, for me. He tensed. Maya, I don't want to carry your sins. On my back, I'd been carrying enough already, being the quiet black girl, the poor girl, the invisible one. If I let you do what you came here to do, I'll never stop being those things. I'll be broken, like you. She paused, voice trembling. I don't want to be like you. He looked at her, really looked, and for the first time, he nodded without arguing. You're stronger than me, he said. No, Maya replied. I'm just tired of being angry. The next morning at school, the tension was still thick, but Maya moved through the hallway like something had shifted inside her. Not hardness, clarity. She found Olivia near the vending machines. People stepped back when they saw them face to face. Olivia looked panicked. Please, she blurted. I don't know what your dad is or what he wants, but I swear I didn't mean it. Stop, Maya said gently. Olivia froze. I'm not going to hurt you, and neither is he. That ends now. Olivia looked confused. Why? Because if I become like you, I lose. For the first time, Olivia looked ashamed, really ashamed. Maya turned and walked away. That evening Maya came home to find a small box on her bed. No note. Inside, the burner phone, now turned off, the SIM card removed. Next to it, a tiny paper crane folded neatly from a $100 bill. She smiled faintly, a goodbye and a promise to never be far. Bloodlines and backlash for 2 whole weeks. There was silence, no strange phones, letters, no shadows in alleys or photos from rooftops. Maya went to school like a normal student, for once not shrinking under stares or expecting whispers. Even Olivia kept her distance, not out of fear now, but something closer to guilt. She didn't smile when Maya passed, didn't roll her eyes during class, didn't mutter insults under her breath. It was almost peaceful, almost, but Maya could still feel it like a weight pressed against her chest. The absence of her father wasn't silence, it was tension waiting to snap. And it did. On a rainy Thursday afternoon, the police came to the school. 2 officers in dark uniforms walked straight into Mr. Langston's office. 10 minutes later, Maya was called in. Her stomach dropped as soon as she stepped through the door. On the desk was a printed photo, blurry, black and white, clearly from a security camera. It showed Maya sitting in a car, her father's car. Were you this day? One of the officers asked gently. Maya swallowed. After school, I was. Just talking to someone. Do you know who this man is? She hesitated. I don't want to say anything unless my mum's here. The officers exchanged glances. One nodded. That's fair. She's on her way. Mr. Langston leaned forward. Maya, we're not accusing you of anything, but this man, Marcus Devereaux, he's wanted in 3 states. When your name came up in surveillance, the system flagged it. They think he may have contacted you. Maya didn't answer. Inside, her heart pounded like a drum. That night, her mother cried for the first time in years, not quiet tears, shaking, full-body sobs. You don't understand, she said between gasps. If the police think you helped him, even a conversation, they could use it against you. Conspiracy, harboring a fugitive. You're just a child, Maya. I didn't help him, Maya whispered. I told him to leave. He listened. But her mother just shook her head. People like him don't just leave. You think he disappeared for you? No, he disappeared because something scared him worse than the law. Maya blinked. Like what? Her mother paused, and for the first time, she looked truly afraid. There's another name, she whispered. One he never said in front of you. But I knew. She scribbled it down on a scrap of paper. Maya read it once, and felt the chill run through her bones. Isaac Voss, the next. Damia skipped school for the first time. Not out of fear, out of need. She rode the city bus downtown, clutching her backpack tight, her mind spinning. At the library, she used the public computer to search the name. What came up wasn't in news articles or police reports. It was in the gaps between headlines. Allegations, disappearances, people too afraid to testify. Isaac Voss, the man who once partnered with Marcus Devereaux and then turned on him. No one ever proved it. But the story went that Isaac had ratted Marcus out to avoid prison himself, traded loyalty for immunity, and ever since, there'd been an invisible war in the underworld, 2 ghosts chasing each other in the shadows. But now, someone had resurfaced, and Maya had the sick feeling it wasn't just her father. Later that night, Maya's burner phone, the one she had hidden under her mattress, lit up. No number, just one message. She found me. I'm not safe anymore. If anything happens to me, go to locker 309, combination, 14-26-32, tell no one. Dad. Maya's fingers went numb. She read it again. Then again. Her father was in danger, and worse. He was leaving something behind for her to find. The next morning at school, Maya walked straight to Hall C, where the older lockers lined the wall like silent sentries. Locker 309. No one was around. She twisted the dial. 14-26-32. The lock clicked open. Inside was a thick manila envelope. She grabbed it and quickly shut the locker. Before anyone could see, she stuffed it into her bag and rushed to the girls' bathroom. Inside a stall, hands shaking, she tore the envelope open. Inside a USB drive, a burner phone, and a handwritten letter. She unfolded it slowly. Maya, if you're reading this, I've either disappeared again or I'm dead. There's no easy way to explain everything now, so I left you the truth. The USB holds names, judges, officers, politicians, all people who protected Voss, who let him destroy families like ours, while hiding behind laws they helped twist. They think I'm a monster. Maybe I am. But Voss is something worse, a devil with a lawyer's smile. If he comes for you, don't trust anyone, not police, not teachers, not even friends. They will protect him before they protect you. Give the drive to someone who still has a soul. I never wanted you in this war, but if it finds you, finish what I couldn't. Dad. Maya folded the letter with trembling hands. The floor under her feet felt like it was disappearing. This wasn't about revenge anymore. This was about truth and survival. The girl they never saw coming, Maya, didn't speak to anyone that day. Not the teachers, not the students, not even Olivia, who still gave her nervous sidelong glances. She just sat through class like she was somewhere else entirely, because she was. Her mind was on the envelope, inside her backpack, on the USB drive that could shatter lives, on her father's final words, "If it finds you, finish what I couldn't." It had found her. And now she had to decide what to do. That night, in the quiet of her room, she plugged the USB into her mother's old laptop. There was no password, no folder maze, just one simple document. Confessions. Voss. Network. Inside were names, hundreds, organized by profession, judges, police captains, prosecutors, CEOs, each name linked to a file, with dates, crimes, bribes, surveillance photos. Some had video clips, shadowy meetings in parking garages, briefcases, exchanged, court verdicts altered behind the scenes. Maya couldn't understand it all, but she knew one thing. Her father hadn't just been running, he'd been collecting proof. And now, he was gone. But she wasn single quotes. The next morning Maya skipped school again, only this time, she knew where she was going. She took the bus across town to an address written in her father's letter. Ethan Bell, investigative journalist, a man who had once exposed a corrupt mayor before vanishing from public view. She found him in a dusty bookstore basement, surrounded by filing cabinets and old newspapers. He looked tired, suspicious, faded. "I knew he'd send you," Ethan said, the moment she walked in. "Marcus always said, if something happened to him, his daughter would finish the job." "I don't even know what I'm doing," Maya said honestly. "You're doing exactly what he did, trusting the truth." She handed him the drive. His eyes widened the moment he opened the files. This is massive. Enough to bury half the city." "Will it stop Voss?" Maya asked. Ethan looked at her. Double quotes. "No. But it will drag his mask into the light, and that's where men like him burn." Back at school, when Maya walked in that afternoon, she expected whispers. What she got was silence. Then stares, then phones, because something had just dropped online. Everywhere. Breaking. Whistleblower files. Expose massive political cover-up. Screen in the building had it. Some students gasped. Some murmured, but Maya walked straight to her locker, opened it like nothing had changed. Olivia approached her slowly, eyes wide. Was that you?" Maya turned. "What do you think?" Olivia didn't answer. She just stood there, awkward and unsure. "I don't hate you," Maya said suddenly. "I should, but I don't. I understand now. Hate only grows if you feed it, and I'm done feeding it." Olivia swallowed hard. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I know," Maya replied. "But your apology isn't for me. It's for the girl I used to be, the one you never saw." Then she walked away. That evening Maya came home to find her mum staring at the TV, hands over her mouth. I saw it," she whispered. "All of it. What you did." Maya sat beside her. "I was scared, Mum, but I knew hiding wouldn't help. I had to do something." Tears welled up in her mother's eyes, but this time, they weren't from fear. They were from pride. "You're braver than both of us," she said, and he would have been proud, too. 2 days later, Maya stood in front of her father's unmarked grave. No name, no stone, just grass and dirt. But she felt him there, not the criminal, not the ghost, just her father. She laid down a single paper crane, folded from a handwritten note that said, "You ran your whole life. I stood still and won. Thank you for teaching me both." Then she whispered goodbye. 6 months later, a special task force was formed to investigate the exposed network. Several high-profile arrests followed. Voss. He vanished. No one knew if he fled or died in the shadows. But Maya didn't look over her shoulder anymore. She didn't have to. She wasn't just the bullied girl, or the janitor's daughter, or the one with the mystery dad. She was the girl who stood in the fire and didn't burn. Final scene: it was senior awards night. Maya stood on stage, clutching a certificate for resilience and leadership. The crowd clapped politely, but when she looked into the back row of the auditorium, her breath caught. There, hidden in the shadows, was a man in a dark coat, bald arms crossed, a faint scar just beneath his temple. He nodded once, then disappeared into the night. Maya smiled. She didn't need saving anymore, but it felt good to know someone still watched from the dark, not to protect her, but to witness the girl she had become. Final message: emotional closure. Sometimes, the people who break us also leave behind the tools to rebuild. And sometimes, survival isn't about fighting back, it's about transforming so fully they don't even recognize you anymore. The end.